Woke Royal Air Force is running out of gun pilots. Unlawful diversity drive jeopardizes Keir Starmer's pledge to put jets in the sky over Ukraine. Well, if you put them in a catapult, they'll be in the sky technically long enough for you to say they were in the sky. Like they don't need anyone to pilot them. Dude, you'll be fine. Royal Air Force bosses launched a desperate search for pilots after a bid to discriminate against white male applicants backfired. Yeah, now those same white male applicants already went elsewhere. Canada's previously overlooked and now being urged to reapply for training as the Air Force frantically tries to fill cockpits with combat-ready flyers. Now, that is not exactly a good pitch, guys. Oh, hey, we're about to go to war. Would you care to try to enlist again? We could really use some cannon fodder, guys. How would you like to fight a first world military? Because that's what you'll be doing. The plea follows a controversial drive by top brass to prioritize recruitment of women and ethnic minorities, which is found to be unlawful. Finally, the urgent need for pilots has become so pressing that the air chiefs are actively encouraging older candidates, some who have some level of flight experience, to sign up. So it has been reported that the Royal Air Force is suffering from a 30% shortfall in the pilots at the ranks of flight lieutenant and squad leader. Oh, just promote some unqualified whammons then. Official Royal Air Force sources have challenged these statistics, but have not produced their own. They might be half right. It comes as Prime Minister Starmer pledged to put jets in the sky to protect Ukraine as part of a post-conflict stabilization force to be confirmed this week. So you're going to be doing Russia a favor and stabilizing the country after they take it? Because last I checked earlier today, it wasn't looking too good in Kursk. The Labor leader has already ramped up spending on defense 2.5% of GDP. He's got a lot of problems, but I'll give him credit here. He's actually taking Orange Man's threats seriously. The other leaders in Europe quickly backed plans to step up their own investment in military hardware after Orange Man said they can no longer depend on the United States for protection. Eventually, the American people wanted to focus some resources on themselves. So last night, Shadow Armed Forces Minister Marc Francois said the RAF's ability to command pilots has been hit by the perfect storm, including woke manipulation of recruitment practices and the revival of civilian airlines post-corona chant. Now, I could see where that would take a few pilots. And technical issues with training aircraft, particularly the engine reliability of the Hawk T2. All of this really matters, and we're going to see jets in the sky defending Ukrainian peace deal. Then we need to have enough trained pilots to fly them. All right. You're getting a little bit ahead of yourself. What if Russia's not going to want to fight? Are you going to start it? So as we approach VE Day celebrations, it's worth remembering that the Royal Air Force never ran out of Spitfires or Hurricanes during the Battle of Britain, but we very nearly ran out of fighter pilots. And now you're going to be running out of both, I think. An official document seen by the Mail has revealed the Royal Air Force requires a higher number of pilots for training. To plug the shortfall, the air chiefs want personnel from other branches of the Royal Air Force who may previously have been rejected due to the scores insuitability assessments to reapply. I think not. I think most of these people at this point are like, is it really worth it? Do I really want to enlist in the military like right before a major conflict? Is this something I want to do? Nah, let's let the diverse they-thems do it. The Royal Air Force internal briefing note detailed March 5th is titled Opportunities for Personal Transfer to the Pilot Specialization. It invites applicants to transfer, stating that this is due to the high number of pilots required for flying training. So the applicants must submit their paperwork before the 24th holiday. Though officers who have the relevant experience in flying-related roles can be older. Do they also have to have 20/20 vision like astronauts do? Even though they can lose their eyesight afterwards. The same document reveals a similar scheme has been unveiled to train up more weapon system operators. It also comes after an official inquiry in current year -2 found the Royal Air Force unlawfully discriminated against white male pilot applicants. So a group of 31 white male pilot trainees were held back, a review found. They subsequently received compensation. Good, sue the fuck out of them. Yeah, this is the best way to solve this damn problem. If we were as litigious as the other side, this would all be done. The Royal Air Force is also said to admit its target of 40% from the force to be female and 20% from ethnic minority was unrealistic. No, it's not. Just draft them. Group Captain Lizzie Nicol, at the time Royal Air Force head of recruitment, refused to follow the order, which she rightly stated was contradictory to the Equality Act. I wish we had more people like that. The probe found she was subjected to significant and at times unreasonable pressure to push through the unlawful policy. Former head of the Royal Air Force, Air Chief Marshal Sir Mike Wigston, I was going to say, Wigston would be a perfect name for a pilot, but nah, it's much lamer. Faced calls to resign over the woke recruitment scandal. The same year, a report by the House of Commons Defense Select Committee accused the Royal Air Force bosses of complacency and regarding a reduction of the Ministry of Defense's ability to produce combat-ready aircrew within the expected timescales. Well, what is the expected timescale? They want to produce 1 million at the drop of a hat, maybe? I used to be able to train pilots in a week. Oh, could you trust them, though, after just a week? MP said this had serious implications on the effectiveness of our armed forces, and the delays and backlogs of recent years have been completely unacceptable. Among the problems with pilot training has been issues with the planes used by the Royal Air Force to teach pilots repeatedly breaking down. While part of the contract to sell Typhoon jets to Gulf states, the Royal Air Force is obligated to train pilots from countries such as Saudi Arabia, which they can't do if everything keeps breaking down. These issues contributed to the time it was taking for the Royal Air Force to train pilots, extending to 7 years. So they used to be able to do it in a week, apparently. Now it takes 7 years. Small change. Royal Air Force sources claim this has been brought down to 3.5 years. No, that's not going to be nearly soon enough to go to Ukraine, though. Unless they're planning on dragging it out for a decade. The Royal Air Force insists it has sufficient pilots and aircrew to conduct all current operations. Last night, the Royal Air Force said we have sufficient pilots and aircrew to conduct all current operations and service the front line. Oh, I think I know what they mean when they say service. Yeah, I know they could do that. Additionally, active management for the flying training system has reduced training times and the backlog of student aircrew in the training pipeline. This is good progress. It enabled us to reopen aircrew applications for serving personnel. But the question is, are those that you rejected going to want to come back?